Big Brother UK is an absolute pushover. He needs to toughen up. They don't give one fuck about the rules. As I'm always saying, get Big Brother Australia on the phone. Big Brother UK episode 25. Dean was evicted and Ali was giving Lily a pep talk, and I was just like, here we go. She's like, oh, you were being cheered, you love the way you are, you don't have to change. And I was like, well, that's not really true, is it? Because she shouldn't be so fucking self-centred, egotistical and selfish. She shouldn't be raiding through people's drawers and taking things that don't belong to her. She shouldn't be eating food that's not hers. She shouldn't be picking her nose and writing it on people. She shouldn't be acting like a 5-year-old. She shouldn't be pointing in people's faces and being aggressive and calling them weird. But it's alright, Lily. Stay exactly the way you are. Lily and Hanah were having a chat, and Lily was saying to Hanah, oh, I know you wouldn't go, like, you're one of the smartest women I've ever met. And I thought, I'm pretty sure she already said that to Ali. And then she said to Lily, you're an intelligent girl as well. And I thought, oh, they're not just bitching about each other behind their backs now, they're blatantly lying to each other's faces. Segun. Up until now, he has done nothing wrong. I've thought he's so cute, he's so nice, he's so adorable. But then it only took this one episode for me to be like that. What the fuck is going on with him? Hanah went round the house, she gave them all kisses, and they all had like lipstick marks on their cheeks. So Segun was wiping it off, and he's like, oh, she's going to get me in trouble. And he was saying to Khaled, oh, she's always coming up to me and giving me cuddles. And Khaled says, oh, she's a good looking girl, but she's not my type. Newsflash. She doesn't fancy anybody in that house. I'm a very touchy-feely person. Like, me and my friends, we hug each other all the time. And I've got guy friends. I've always had guy friends my whole life since I was young. And you can be friends with men without fancying them. You can give somebody a cuddle without fancying them. Now, to be fair, there was a clip of her sitting and she had her hand round him and she was like playing with his ear. And I thought, maybe that is a bit weird. But I've got a friend who sits and holds my hand, like even when we're out in the pub and stuff. But when he was talking about her to Khaled, and he was saying, oh, she comes up and she puts her leg round me, as if it makes him feel uncomfortable. But we've seen her cuddling Tom, we've seen her cuddling everybody in the house. But if he's feeling uncomfortable with that, he's got one of these. Why doesn't he use it? Either on his VT or at the very start of him entering the house, he mentioned that he had a girlfriend. So then later he was in the diary room and he was talking about Hanah, and he says, oh, she's not really my type, but I think she's beautiful. But I've got somebody on the outside, but it's going to look bad on the outside because of the way we act with each other, but we can't be together because of our religion and stuff like that. And I'm like, he obviously fancies her, and he's like arguing with himself in his head, trying to say that she's not his type. But if they can't be together anyway because of religion, then what's the big deal? But I just think it's so two-faced, and it's actually horrible for a man to turn around to another man and be like, oh, she comes to me, I'm never doing anything, she comes to me. But I've seen him going to her before, and then after she came up and gave him a kiss and then walked away and came back over, she was just standing next to him, and he's the one who put his arms around her and pulled her in and gave her a cuddle. So it's just nasty, the fact that he said that. And somebody in the comments the other day said that they didn't trust Segun because he stabbed his friends in the back. And I was like, well, I don't really remember that. I think he voted for days at the beginning. But I had never seen him really being two-faced or anything. But then after he said that about Hanah, I was like, that was like so nasty. She probably just thinks that she's being affectionate to her friends, and he's making it out to be a thing. And he should just fucking speak up if he doesn't feel good about it. Not only that, but on the Late and Live show last night, Dean was on it, and they were talking about the relationship between Hanah and Segun, and he says, oh, I didn't even know he had a girlfriend until Thursday night. Like, he's not spoke about her. So that was a bit strange, but maybe he just doesn't want to talk about her. Big Brother called them to the living area because they broke the rules regarding the shopping task. But when he was reading out the reasons in the Times, there had already been 3 rule breaks before Lily even stole the chocolate and ate it. The first one was her eating cornflakes, the second one was Nathan, and the third one it was baked potato. So the other day when she was over at the bed and she's like that, oh, should I go and take the chocolate for Khaled's bed? And they were like that, yeah, go. I feel like they were getting her to do that because they knew that they had already broke the rules and they wanted her to get the blame for it, even though it was her fault because she broke the first rule. But obviously none of them gave a fuck. But then Emma was like, oh, how dare you, like, put seasoning on your potatoes or whatever, as if it wasn't a big deal. And I was like, the fact that they just constantly break the rules, it's just not funny to me. Like, they were all sitting laughing, and I'm like, what the fuck was the point in me even going in there? Lily and Hannah went back to bed, and when I was sitting watching this with my friend, I was like, since when has Big Brother allowed them to nap during the day? They used to never allow this. Lily and Hannah went back to bed, and I says to my pal, since when have they been allowed to nap during the day? This was never a thing. But then they started playing this alarm, and I thought, do you know what, I must admit, if I was in there, that would be difficult for me, because when you're sitting about the house doing nothing all day, it makes you tired. I'd need to take in a massive tub of energy tablets. Hannah went into the diary room, and at first I thought she was joking and just being dramatic, and she was talking about having no food, and then you could actually see the tears, right? And I was like, is she for real? I genuinely cannot eat anything without salt. I put salt on everything. Everybody comments on how much I pack salt on my food because I can't taste it unless there's salt on it. So at first I was kind of thinking, oh, they must be back on the porridge. But even so, it's still food. I don't know if she's ever watched any other Big Brother, but they get put on slop, which is like porridge, but it tastes like sick apparently. It's like oats and protein powder. Like, Big Brother's not supposed to be a good time. You're supposed to be in there to win money. So she's like, with no salt, right, okay, fine, I understand. But then later, I seen Lily cooking. First of all, who the fuck is eating anything that Lily's cooked? If I was living in that house with Lily, I'd be like, I'm going to have my own plate, my own cutlery, I'll wash it myself, I'll put it away into my own space. I don't want to eat anything that you've touched. Like, she's just so disgusting to me. Like, the thought of eating something that she's chopped. No, I'll do my own cooking, I'll do my own cleaning, like, get away from me. So when I was sitting watching Lily, I was like, hold on a minute, right? Big Brother says that he's gave them nutritional food. And I thought, maybe it's porridge, maybe they're going to need a bit more than that. No. She had carrots, she had tatties. To call potatoes basic rations is an absolute slap in the face. Potatoes is the food of kings and queens, right? Potatoes is an elite food. If you had to give me tatties, whether I had salt or not, I'd be like that, oh, thank God. Thank God. So she was making some sort of stew, and then Ali came over to taste it, and she went, oh, there's like oil floating in the top. Why would she have oil in a pot of vegetables? I don't know. But then later when Hannah went to taste it, something came out and it looked like either leek or cabbage or something, and I'm like, what the hell? They had a big bowl of kidney beans, which I don't like kidney beans, right? And then on Late and Live it showed you the kitchen, and it was like some sort of spice. I don't know if it was like chilli powder or like a multi-spice thing, but I was like that. How can you be starving? How can you be starving? You've got tatties. I felt sorry for Khaled because he was sitting telling them some sort of ghost story, and they were all falling asleep around him, and Lily and Nathan were blatantly laughing at him. And then he went into the diary room and he says, oh, I've had a good day, I was telling them stories and I think I'll keep that up. And I was like that. How was he not aware that they were falling asleep around him? But then it made it even worse because Nathan, Emma and somebody else were sitting like just talking about him and laughing about him behind his back. Would it be an episode of Big Brother without another rule break? Nathan. They called him to the living area, and Nathan was told that because he told the rest of the house that he would never vote for Emma, that he wasn't allowed to be HOH, and he wasn't allowed to nominate, and he was raging. But Big Brother should have also said, and you're up for nomination. He lets them away with everything. It drives me insane. I just realised there that they've also got tinned tomatoes, onions and tuna, and she's greeting that there's no food. Are you fucking kidding me? Honest to God, that's not basic rations. Swear to God, they don't know they're living in that house. Big Brother is too lenient. Anyway, I'll see you again tonight. Bye.